Alright, chat. We don't usually do this, but we have this person in our Discord who always does this, and I respect it, of course, to go all the way, like, to edit the images and make them look this professional. To be clear, the refines are not out. This is not a data mine. These are predictions. To be clear. But they look so real! Like, who goes to this extent? That's why every single time Shamil sends me these things, I feel bad for not featuring it, because it's just like, he's put so much work and thought into this. How do I not show it off? But yeah, these practically look real. I actually can't see anything here that indicates it's not even real. If I didn't tell you this was real, you probably look at this and think that's real. Shamil does amazing. With that said, let's go over it. His predictions for Reinhardt: Meisterschwert, which means Master Sword, speed -5 still, unit attacks twice, and is a true brave weapon, so on both phases, unit attack twice. At start of combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, grants attack +4, fair, defense res +6 to unit during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. That, if Swordheart actually got that, that would make him incredibly deadly. If he has distant counter, which a lot of Swordhearts do, that's so fitting, because you want the attack +4 on both phases, and based on foe's HP instead of unit's HP, just fits way better. Defense res +6 also helps. Again, as mentioned, Reinhardt kind of wants to be dual phased. Now, he has a bit more res than I remembered, so I'm going to assume those stats are all right. 28 res, 31 defense. With this, 37 defense, 34 res. It catches up a lot of the stats he's lacking because he's an older hero. If we talk about double checking, he is the oldest true brave hero weapon, brave hero in the game, right? Like dual phase brave weapon. He is the oldest one, right? Because when we're talking about heroes like Keaton, who have like 170 BST, they just have so many more BST that the defense and res on them and the attack are higher, and this just catches him up. So yes, he is the oldest of the true brave heroes. So I like this refine. He gets the stats, he gets the attack, and more importantly, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. His mediocre speed is being alleviated. However, I think it's too good. So chat, let me know if you think this will actually happen, but I think this is too good. For me, I really truly believe it'll be something easy and simple, like attack defense bond, essentially, with extended range, and maybe something on top of that with like a lull kind of ability. I think it's something like that is much more likely. If it was just death blow, personally, I could even understand that, because this is such a good weapon. Of course, if it's just death blow, people are going to be really upset, but the weapon itself is still really, really good. A true brave weapon getting refined, we've never gotten that before. Never. So this is a first. And it's also making me question, why in the world are we not getting a 0 refine, you know? If we can get a true brave weapon, get a refine, why are we not getting refreshers getting refines? Why are we not getting DC weapons getting refines? You know, I thought for sure we get more DC weapons this time around, because no, we got her refine a couple months ago. Anyways, surprising. So, decent guess, I say. I just think it's a bit too powerful. Joshua, Audhulma. Special trigger cooldown count -1. True, as it was before. Defense and res +5. Before, it was just res +5. Defense +5 would be very fitting as well. A lot of people have built their Joshuas with defense in mind, considering his base kit was literally... His base kit did not make sense. He's a Tempest hero. He's supposed to be fodder off. He comes with close defense and wind sweep. It makes perfect sense for it to be defense res +5. This way, it goes really well with the close defense for the people who have base Joshuas and who want to make him really good. But yeah, he needs the defense to catch him up. When we're talking about god swords nowadays, we have like heroes like Marita, Larcy. They just have much more base stats, and of course their weapons even provide stats. Marita especially is incredible because she has, what is it, null follow-up. So it's just ridiculous how good some of those new sword heroes are. Joshua doesn't keep up. Now, if you give him natural defense and res, he doesn't have to do speed damage reduction like they do to keep up defensively. So I like this a lot from that respect. Additionally, grants attack +7 to unit, inflicts attack -7 on foes during combat. Nice. That catches up on the attack portion, which Joshua is really pathetic on. Like Audhulma with attack of 47. Yeah, that's 31 attack base is mediocre. 15 flowers doesn't help catch you up there, but it does catch you up defensively. So this is starting to make him look like a really good dual phase hero. And because it's defense res +5, it's on both phases. So good. After combat, if unit attacked, inflicts special cooldown count. Oh, +2 on unit. It's essentially just Spendthrift then. Okay. I feel like it's a really fair as a weapon refine, but it doesn't save him. If it were he to like get special cooldown count -2 instead after combat, yeah, I think that's fair because Joshua actually needs that much help. It makes him a really good tank, right? Attack +7, 54 attack is not bad, but it's not great. And because of the cooldown count +2, you're kind of stuck on like fast specials like Moonbow. So like one cooldown Moonbow, you attack him, he hits back with Moonbow, and then you attack him. Well, he doesn't get attacked again, so you attack, and it doesn't get another special. Maybe it gets a guarantee like Iceberg or something, I guess, but it's nothing crazy. It does still allow him to be used in dual phase though, but I was really hoping he has a nuke guaranteed. It's just he's not charging any long-term specials. I don't know. I feel like it's good. It's actually really good, but I feel like it needs to be a bit more just because Joshua. If you are serious in trying to make Joshua like viable in the meta again, he's one of the worst heroes right now. He's not bottom of bottom tier, but he's one of the worst heroes, and I cannot suggest making him at all nowadays. But with a good refine, something along the lines of this, it could like make him much more viable again. But yeah, we'll see. Next, Nina. Nina has Spy Song Bow, effect against flying foes at start combat. If units HP is over 50%, calculates damage using foes res and inflicts speed res -5 on foe during combat. That's a huge change. So before she had Shining Bow, which was if your opponent's defense is over res by like 5, I believe, it did 7 true damage, which is interesting, but not a great bow, and it's inheritable. That bow never took off. It basically takes the same idea, right? At start combat, if units HP is over 50%, calculates damage using foes res and speed res -5. So you're getting basically the same thing, right? By dropping the res by 5, you're getting more damage, most likely. It's not true damage anymore. And it reminds me of Patrine's weapon now, because it's now targeting res. It's interesting. I like this, actually. It's really interesting, and it's really different. I did mention Nina's going to go up against Setsuna, and Setsuna is really hard to beat. They're virtually identical as well. Nina is just a better Setsuna, essentially, except she's 5-star locked. But yeah, the high speed with the low attack is essentially what you find on both of those heroes. Nina, I believe, has 32 attack and 37 speed base. So this goes a long way, right? More speed and more attack, essentially. It's good. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res +5 and disables foes skills that calculate damage using the lower of foes defense or res during combat. So this helps her fight dragons then. Interesting. The special refine is not bad. Attack res +5 helps her fight mages way better and dragons way better. So it makes her more of a dragon slayer and mage slayer, I guess. Her res wasn't great, but if you're keeping in mind her B slot, which was attack res link, I think this makes a lot of sense. So it's not bad. I like it, actually. So res +5 on yourself and res -5 on your opponent. So it allows you to do more damage. Speed -5 on them, which increases her speed essentially, and then a bit of extra attack. So I feel like that's a really fair refine. Will not save her though, I think. I think Setsuna is still going to be the go-to if you want to make an archer that's really good when it comes to attack and speed. And Setsuna is just a giant bundle of stats nowadays. So, yeah. It's good, it's interesting, it's unique. Those are the most important things to have. But for a normal player, I'd pick up Setsuna still. So, alright, as a reminder, Setsuna's Yumi. If foe uses bow, dagger, magic, or staff, grants attack speed, defense, res +4 during combat. If bonus is active on unit, grants attack speed +5 and neutralizes units' penalties to attack speed during combat. It's just a giant bundle of stats. It's really, really good. But she needs to fight against mage heroes. Mage heroes or ranged heroes. So, yeah. They kind of fall within the same kind of spectrum, though. Nina's just better against dragons because Setsuna doesn't do anything against them, whereas Nina, in fact, does. But when it comes to mages, and I guess when it comes to mages, I think they're pretty close, but I'd give it to Setsuna. And when it comes to general fighting, I think Nina does better. But yeah, generally speaking, Setsuna's Yumi is really, really good. Now, finally, Nino. It's just one line. Giga Excalibur grants speed +3 if unit speed over foe speed deals damage equals 70% of difference between stats. Inflicts attack speed res -4 on foes within 3 spaces during combat. I figured. The thing is, we were on the same train of thought. I didn't read Shamil's stuff before making my own predictions on Nino, but I did say they fixed Bow Hinata by giving her a combat debuff right? And it's area effect, so it even helps allies as well. This is the same idea. Attack speed, res -4 on foes within 3 spaces during combat. This helps Nino a lot because she needs to drop their attack. She needs to be able to take a hit to set up Desperation. If she's using aerobatics, it still makes her deadly because she moves around and drops the debuffs on your opponents. And if she can get the kill off before they kill her, the debuffs stay way across the board because it's 3 spaces. So this is good. It increased her damage output. It essentially increased her speed and gave her a bit more protection. It's nothing fancy, but I feel like that's really, really fair. I would hope it adds something else because the ideal refine for Nino would be an impact skill. So in case she gets hit, she only gets it 1 time, so she survives. And it definitely sets up Desperation, but I see this as fair. It's absolutely fair. And it would help a lot, but yeah. Kind of hope it would be a bit more than that, but it's fair. Alright, anyways, let me know what you guys think about these guesstimations on everything. I feel like these are a lot. These are pretty likely to be sort of accurate. Nina's the hardest one to guess because of the Shining Bow effect, but having essentially Patrine's weapon with a bit more attack and res, and ability to disable calculation of foes, damage using lower foes defense or res during combat helps her against dragons, which would improve her ability as well. I feel like by far the strongest refine he guessed was Reinhardt. Swordhart's Meisterschwert is just amazing. The only one I kind of hoped for a bit more was a Joshua. I feel like having... I know it's Spendthrift, and Spendthrift is amazing, and putting Spendthrift onto a melee weapon is actually a pretty cool concept to go by, and overall, this still works really, really well. But I would have liked it for him to continue on the idea of, like, fast specials. Essentially, the special trigger cooldown count -1 opens up his special usage still, but it would have been cool if you just dropped that part. Either way, it helps him offensively and defensively, but he just becomes more of a bundle of stats instead, and I was hoping he would have, like, utilize fast specials or something more better. It's not bad. It's good. I think all these refines are good guesses, and if these end up being real, these are good refines. But by far the best is Reinhardt. So anyways, that's my thought.